Well, happy new year, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting my podcast. And I hope that last year you really got a lot out of all the episodes that I put out. I put my heart and soul into it. And I gave you so many tools and resources on how to start healing your MS. And one episode I hope that you really listen to is what are your goals? So it's episode 161. I want you to make sure you listen to that one because I want you to set your goals, your healing goals for 2026. MS can be healed. You can do it. It's possible. Doctors don't tell you this. And our medical system is going to change. It's going to take a while, but we're going to get there. But on another note, I am hosting another masterclass, and this is for the new year, January 12th. And I'm going to be going over different ways you can start healing your diagnosis. And I'm going to let you in on my program, what I provide, what I do, how I help people reverse their MS. So sign up even if you can't make it, because I will send the recording to you later. But for those who show up, I'm going to give you a special gift. So go to nourishyourway.com/master-class and sign up. You will learn quite a bit to help you get started on your journey. And then you can decide if my program is for you or not. So sign up and I'll see you there. So welcome back to the podcast. And today we're going to dive into what I believe is the most important command center in your body. And it's not your brain or your spine, it's your gut. If you're living with MS, you probably have heard people talk about the microbiome. This isn't something I learned in school growing up, and you probably didn't either. But why does a collection of bacteria in your belly matter when the issue is the myelin in your central nervous system? Today, we're going to bridge that gap. We'll talk about the truth behind leaky gut, and most importantly, 3 practical steps you can take today to start healing your gut to help heal your MS diagnosis. So let's start with the basics. Number 1, what is the microbiome? And I had to learn all this stuff. This is after I was diagnosed with MS. We don't learn this stuff in school. At least I didn't. Maybe in today's health classes, they're starting to talk more about the microbiome. I hope so. But imagine a vibrant, bustling rainforest inside your large intestine. This is where trillions of organisms live there. Bacteria, fungi, and viruses. And by the way, there are more of these organisms living in your gut than you have cells in your entire body. Is that mind-blowing? It was to me when I found that out. But here's the kicker for us with MS. 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. Your immune cells are constantly talking to your gut bacteria. In a healthy body, these bacteria act like trainers, teaching the immune system to stay calm and only attack the real threats, like a cold or flu, for example. But in MS, that communication line is broken. The immune system is hyperreactive. Research shows that people with MS often have less good bacteria and more pro-inflammatory bacteria than the average person. So think of your microbiome as your internal pharmacy. When you feed it the right things, it produces chemicals that actually travel to your brain to reduce inflammation. It sends SOS signals that trigger a flare-up. You've probably heard of a term called leaky gut, and I've talked about this on the podcast. but the medical term is called intestinal permeability. So picture your gut lining like a very fine cheesecloth or a window screen. Its job is to let tiny nutrients from your food through into your blood while keeping the bad stuff like undigested food particles and toxins locked inside the gut until they leave the body as waste. When the screen gets big holes in it, we have a problem. This happens because the tight junctions are breaking down in your gut lining. When these leaks happen, foreign particles slip into your bloodstream. Your immune system then sees these particles and says, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And it starts a fire. And that fire is inflammation. Because your immune system is already primed for MS, that fire doesn't stay in your gut. It travels. It can even weaken the blood-brain barrier, allowing that inflammation to reach your nerves. Healing the gut is essentially about patching up the screen so your immune system can finally stop fighting invisible enemies and start calming down. So I hope that's a really good visual explanation for you. So how do we fix this? And so we use the 3 R's: remove, replenish, and restore. First, we have to remove. When we stop poking the bear, this means cutting back on ultra-processed sugars and processed foods. These foods can actually eat away at the protective mucus layer of your gut. If you can, stay away from these foods. And also reduce chronic stress. Stress is like acid to a leaky gut. The second R is replenish. We want to send the good guys. This is where fermented foods come in. And I've got this on my program. You know, Dr. Terry Walls wants you to eat fermented foods. But if you do have candida in your system, a lot of neuropaths want you to stay away from fermented foods until you heal your candida. But I definitely want you to take a probiotic, a really good probiotic daily while you're healing. And if you have a question about how to find a good probiotic, just reach out, info@nourishaway.com, and I'll give you some really good resources. But definitely after you heal, you want fermented foods. And these are things like kimchi, coconut yogurt, because it's dairy-free, or nut yogurt, or sauerkraut. These are full of live probiotics. And there's lots of strains that your gut likes to have. And you can get those first by taking a really good probiotic. So look for one that has billions of strains, and you might look at some that have anywhere from 20 strains or more. And the more strains that you have, the better for your gut. So the third R is to restore. This is my favorite part, fiber. Your gut bacteria likes to eat fiber. And when they do, they create something called butyrate. This is like a super glue for leaky gut. It seals the holes and tells your immune cells to relax. Here's a great goal. Try to eat 30 different plants a week. So eat your veggies, eat your fruits, especially the sulfur-rich veggies. I've talked a lot about this. So for example, if you have a salad and you've got 5 different veggies on it, you've got some seeds, a few herbs, you're already a third of the way there. So healing your gut is not an overnight fix. Healing takes time. And I say this a lot. But for those of you with MS, it's one of the most powerful tools we have to take control of our health and to get back our healthy selves. So start small and remember the 3 R's. Remove, replenish, and restore. And remember, you're not just fixing your stomach, you're rebuilding the shield that protects your brain. So if you found this helpful, please subscribe and share this episode with somebody else navigating MS. And you can find more resources if you sign up for my newsletter. Just go to my website, nourishyourway.com, and sign up. I always have a new recipe every week. So until next time, keep moving forward, don't quit, and keep healing from the inside out.